Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ishure Rungu. In this channel, we discuss about personal development, finance, and investments. And if you are interested in making it in life financially, this is the channel to be. This is the place to be. So today, I want us to discuss about types of investments, for some 5 types of investments that you can do in Kenya that will give you some passive income. Some income as you do your other chores and do other duties. Money will be working for you. And I'll go straight to it because we have quite a list here, which I'll explain in details about these types of investments. So number 1 is shares. You know shares, what we call the stocks, the ones that are traded at Nairobi Stock Exchange. Yes, this is a very good example of an investment that will give you passive income over a period of time. And there are 2 types of shares, depending on the goal that you have for investing. There are 2 types of shares that you can invest in. Number 1, they are called the growth shares. If you know the growth shares, these are shares that you actually invest with the hope that you will sell when the prices go higher. So you buy low and sell high. And basically, you invest in this for long term. So these shares, they're not the kind of shares that you will invest in and then you expect to get money tomorrow. No, you want to invest for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line. That is when you feel the impact of the growth that has happened. And you buy low and sell high, as I said earlier. So what are these types of shares? What are examples of these types of shares in Kenya that you can invest in? Number 1 would be the equity group holding. Number 2 would be KCB Group. Number 3 would be the East African Breweries Limited. Number 4 would be the Safaricom, the telecom, that is. Number 5 would be the East Africa Portland Cement. And I've just chosen these 5 because I think they have the greatest potential to grow immensely over the next period of over a period of time, like the next 2 or 3, 4 years, because the companies are stable. Number 2 type of shares under this category, or the second classification of shares, would be the dividend shares. These are shares that you buy because you want to earn dividends every year. And this would include shares that you just check the company and see that this company has promised that over the last few years they have been paying dividends, and therefore it means that they are inclined to giving back to their shareholders. Now, in this type of shares, you earn in 2 ways. Number 1, you earn dividends every year. Number 2, you can earn by selling at a higher cost than you bought it. So you're able to earn like in 2 different ways under this classification of shares. And examples of this would include companies like Umeme, which, for example, had a dividend growth of 24.79% in 2022. It yielded 24.79. And then the Williamson T Kenya yielded 13.3%. Standard Chartered Bank of Kenya yielded 13.1%. BAT, which yielded 12.36%. And Kapchurua T Kenya Limited, which yielded 9.52% in dividend yields. So it is it's a classification of shares that you can use to have like 2 types of income streams from this kind of an investment. And kindly take note, sometimes this shares business can be complicated because you have to be very versatile and you have to always be on the lookout how the shares are performing. So sometimes you may not have that time to do that, and therefore I come with a second type of investment that you can invest in that can help you to invest in the same area, but you don't do it yourself. So we are talking about mutual funds. Mutual funds. So these are companies that come up and pull funds from investors, and then they use those funds to invest in lucrative investments for a return on their investors. Of course, they make some money as they do that. You know about the mutual funds. So it's whereby you do not have the time to go and invest in yourself, but you can give it to a professional who is managing a mutual fund mutual fund to help you invest in whichever way whichever preference they give, as long as you get your returns. So by pooling these funds, these companies are able to invest heavily in very good markets, and they get very good returns because there is a lot of money. The more the money you have for investment, the more the return you get. So they're able to do that for you. And there are many types of these mutual funds. This pooling together, for example, the money market fund, the bond fund, the stock funds, the target date funds. There are many types. If you go to the investment companies, they will give you the various types of funds that you can use. So in our case, when I'm talking about the mutual funds, I am concentrating more on the money market fund, what is called the MMF, because these are very easy to invest in. You just go into the investment company, you just indicate that you want to invest with them in the money market, and they just give you profits of a period of time every year. So I'll give you examples of companies in Kenya operating best returns, which have the best returns in their money market funds. And I'll start with number one, for obvious reasons, is NCBA Bank Money Market Fund. In the whole of last year, this fund of NCBA averaged about 9% in returns. Then we have Zimele, which averaged 9.91% of returns in the mutual funds. And then we have Sanlam Money Market Fund, which averaged about 9.27% last year. And then we have the CIC Money Market Fund, which averaged about 9.02% of last year. And then we have Britam Money Market Fund, which averaged about 9%. And then we have Saiton Money Market Fund, which averaged about 10.52%. This was the highest. And then we have the Old Mutual Money Market Fund, which averaged about 7.25%. There are other companies in the country that you can investigate and go and invest your money in those kinds of mutual funds. Number three type of investment that will give you passive income in Kenya is the bonds, the government bonds, or what we call the treasury bonds. Of course, we've spoken about this before. If you follow me on Facebook, you will see I talk a lot about bonds because I think they are one of the best types of investments that you can take. They are long term, and they also give very good returns. For example, this year we have had bonds giving returns of 13.99%. That is very high returns of bonds. And you just invest and you just sit back and the money works for you. So there are types of bonds that are issued in Kenya include the normal bonds, or what we call the treasury bonds, and then there's the infrastructure bonds, which are more specified or directed towards building of infrastructure. They're issued by the government of Kenya. So they are very stable. So far, so good. They are good investment, and the returns are very good. Actually, they average between 10% and 15%. So it's something that you can consider as well, the government bonds, and it is becoming very popular nowadays. And number four, which we all know, but it also requires a lot of capital, is the real estate. Building of houses for rentals and building of houses to sell. This will give you very good returns. So in real estate, you're talking about buy and sell. You're also talking about building for rental purposes, and you're also talking about for building to sell. The returns will be between 9 to 12% if you are building for rentals. The rental income gives a return of between 9 to 12%. But if you are building to sell or buying to sell, the return will be lucrative. It will be some of the, depending on where the location of the building is, you can get up to 3 times. You can 3x your investment. So real estate is something, and we'll be talking about that later on. Real estate is something that you need to have a look at if you have the finances to, or you have the capital to invest. Number 5, and the last one, and the newest kid on the block, is digital products. They are becoming very, very lucrative. Even in the digital space, like online courses, ebooks, YouTube, seminars, music, e-commerce. This is also another place that you may consider investing. And as the world becomes more digital, as the world becomes more connected, this is a place that you need to be in, the space you need to be in. Thank you so much. Those are the 5 types of investments in Kenya that you can invest in and get some passive income for the rest of your life. Otherwise, thank you so much. My name is Geshure Irungu. I appreciate the fact that you are here with me and you stay to the end of this video. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, share this video and like the video as well. And go to my channel and watch other videos about personal growth, finance and development. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye.